of ridiculousness. How? Well, I've been told to tell you, to warn you, that she might go a little fast. But that's just because she's Russian. Give it up for Aleksandra.
Hello, thank you for coming. I'm really excited to be here. It's a huge honor. Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
I'm having a great time. That's why I'm really tired. Welcome to my very scientific research to talk about a very intersectional type of game classification, from Bongo to My Daddy Didn't Love Me, by Alex, that's me. Who is she, you might be wondering. She was born in Siberia, and she's currently living in the Netherlands. That informs a lot of my art and a lot of my personality, unfortunately. I'm a narrative designer and a writer, but also 7 years ago, or 8, I no longer remember, I started a game studio called Eggnet, and it was employing 18 people, and we made a couple of games before it, of course, closed down, which happens in the industry. And I wrote and directed our debut title called Tales Noir, which was released in 2021. And when it was released, it was actually called Backbone, but we had to give up the name for unknown reasons. It was just silly. And My Daddy Didn't Love Me. So what is the game that informed my understanding of all the other games that came before and after it? Tales Noir is a game for furries. It stars a depressed raccoon detective who has a personality disorder, and he discovers that the world is absolutely fucked up, and then dies alone. So it's a really positive message, is what mine says. Again, I'm from Russia, the world is deeply fucked up. I spent a lot of my time not realizing it, and that gave me an existential crisis. And then I was like, I'm going to change it, I'm going to make the world better, and then I, of course, didn't. So I imagine I will die alone. So the game is very autobiographical. It has 150,000 words, which is a lot of words, and I wrote them, and I probably shouldn't have. And it has almost no gameplay, just yap to people. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's really sad, but there's a lot of writing. It was my first game, and it took 5 years of my very limited life on this planet to write it and market, produce it, find the funding, do all the social media, and also manage the team of 18 people. Of course, it led to my divorce, and during the pandemic, it was quite difficult to be alone in an Airbnb by the sea in the Netherlands. I'm like so sorry. Writing the final pages of it, going through therapy for the first time, and basically using my therapy journals as the basis for the ending of the game, and all the generational trauma that came with it. And of course, because of that, it got mixed reviews. People fucking hated it. It made no money. There are people who really, really love it, and one of them is me now, but we'll talk about it later. But people also didn't like it. They're like, you just die? Like, what the hell? I was like, yeah, it's life, sorry. So, Tales Noir, Backbone, is a classic My Daddy Didn't Love Me game. And it was really beautiful. Look at it. We had Unreal Engine, lights, it was pixel art. All the assets that you see on the screen right now are complete pixel art. It was gorgeous. In movement even better, but I don't know how to use videos. There's a triangle of games. Sorry, terrible segue. On one level, there's a No Daddy Didn't Love Me. My Daddy Didn't Love Me. Or No Daddy either. And first game on the triangle will be Tales Noir. It's a classic. It's in there. Disco Elysium, My Daddy Didn't Love Me game. Gone Home? For sure. Like, come on. Edith Finch? Yeah. What is a My Daddy Didn't Love Me game? First of all, makes you feel this way. Second, barely a game, you don't do anything. Like, it really makes you think. Like, you think, you play, and you're like, wow, I am a person, and I have feelings, and I have emotions, and I'm sad. Maybe it's a little woke, like Tales Noir was based on my experience growing up in a completely dystopian society where there's no such thing as progressing from one social layer to another. Also, I'm a woman, so I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about my struggles. And it either gets all the awards, like Disco Elysium, which was Game of the Year for 3 years in a row, or mixed reviews, which, again, that's my game. I'm proud of it. And creators are depressed. Some of them are dealing with it. I am, but most aren't. What is the complete opposite of My Daddy Didn't Love Me game? Let's figure out. So let's first start with the games and then provide some sort of scientific research to it. Vampire Survivors, for sure. It's just like so far away from the game I made. You just do nothing, but also everything is happening all the time. Fortnite,
Yeah.
tabs, any landfall games, sorry guys, we'll get to it later. Surgeon Simulator, and Untitled Goose Game. So the term that I'm saying we, because it wasn't just me, created, oh sorry, Mogos, yeah, sure. Bingo Bongo games. So they're entitled, that's why you came, everyone laughed saying it, Bingo Bongo, Bingo Bongo. So Bingo Bongo games are fun, they're focused on gameplay, like you actually play the game, like not for me, but sure. Basically it's an interactive toy, so you can like fidget with it, it goes like Bingo Bongo, you know? No thoughts, head empty, says absolutely nothing, brings nothing of value to this world. You are guaranteed to make shit ton of money. And creators very happy people and they're millionaires. So this is our triangle. And you might be wondering, there's a lot of space left. Well, I got you covered. So, what is Slay the Spire? You might be wondering, what do you do in Slay the Spire? It's not a My Daddy Didn't Love Me game. You don't really think while you play it. But it's not also Bingo Bongo because there are no pretty lights and you actually have to like strategize and think and fiddle with it. Horses 3D for 3DS also goes into that category. You might be wondering what is like connecting these. I will tell you later. Factorio. Factorio? My Factorio girlies? No? One person? Yeah, I haven't played it. Crusader Kings 3. Crusader person with long hair for sure. This is the category, guys. So, it used to be called autism, but I don't think I have autism. I have ADHD, so I wanted to be more inclusive. Systems is a very big underlying thing for neurodivergent games. People who actually know how to design games, they create systems that you can interact with, and they interact with each other. And like, I would never learn how to do it, but I find it fascinating. And they're fiddly, like you can always like change this parameter and then this parameter changes, and it feels like that fucking, what is it called, a cube thing? Like you're trying to put a shape into a wrong shape, and it's infinitely replayable. The cube never goes anywhere. I played against the storm for 50 hours in a week. That's one of the neurodivergent games for me personally. 500 hours Steam, your wife leaves you. Special interest adjacent, that's where we go to Horses 3D on Nintendo 3DS. And Crusader Kings for boys. Creators have ADHD for sure. So what about in-betweens? There's still a lot of space in the triangle. What about this dog who is both My Daddy Didn't Love Me and a Bingo Bongo game? Frog Detective, shout out to Frog Detective. I think Frog Detective is like a theater kid game because when I played it with my friends, we just did all the voices and we were there for like 6 hours playing first, second, third. It was like the best night of my life. And the creator has told me that it's in between My Daddy Didn't Love Me and Bingo Bongo game, so I trust her. I personally don't know where to put it. Zelda, neurodivergent, Bingo Bongo mix. You can interact with the systems, but like, Bingo Bongo. Balatro. Balatro, shout out to Balatro, 200 hours on Steam Balatro. It used to be at the top of my neurodivergent pyramid, but honestly I think there's a lot of Bingo Bongo elements in it because pretty lights go boom boom boom, and the cars are pretty and they're like shiny and it's nice. Undertale is a classic My Daddy Didn't Love Me and neurodivergent, so it's for the girls with autism whose daddy didn't love them, and it's a very like important game for all of us, honestly. Going to the middle, what is the perfect game? Sorry, what is the perfect game? Something that combines all these qualities. Oh yes, Slayer! But actually that's wrong. Hades is kind of there because it's literally a game about a father who's not very lovable and loving. And you can adjust all the systems and you can like fiddle with it. And it also is deeply Bingo Bongo because like, I don't know what's going on. I couldn't play it. Too many things are happening at the same time. Binding of Isaac, shout out to my boyfriend, 500 hours in Binding of Isaac. He finally finished and got all the achievements. Deeply neurodivergent, but also about a mommy who didn't love you. Elden Ring is a perfect game. Sorry, what is the perfect game? Elden Ring is the perfect game. Deeply sad world. If you don't have some sort of neurodiversity, you would not be interested in it, I think. Bingo Bongo, because, yeah, you die a lot. I don't know. Sorry, I haven't thought this one through. I haven't played it. Bonus categories. We're not done. I'm sorry if I'm also Russian. First bonus category, I hate myself. So, you probably can guess. These are the games that I like. League of Legends. Yeah! The Crusader Kings person. Slay. Dota 2, that's shout out to Ahmed. 7,000 hours in Dota 2. If you have that, you probably need to go to therapy. Deadlock. Shout out to Deadlock. Every day I throw my mouse at the wall because I hate myself, but I really like my friends and playing Deadlock with them. I have never shot anyone ever in a game, so it's really hard for me to play. And I do it through the hatred and through the pain, and I persevere, and it's really important. Next category, ups on ass. So.
Imagine the crowd cheers.
There's a funny story with The Witness. Actually, I said in my studio because I reposted a post about architectural design on The Witness. I didn't know that Jonathan Blow is literally a dickhead. It was 2 years ago. And a person reached out to me. He was like, "Oh, you're interested in games? Do you make games?" I'm like, "No, I sell sand in Siberia." But even I can do that. I can probably make games and sell them. And he was like, "Cool, let's start a studio together." And that's how I founded Eggnog. But yeah, fuck the game. Genital jousting.
Hey!
I mean,
Yes, quite
literally.
literally. Quite literally.
Classic. So we're kind of done with the triangle. You might be wondering why I'm still on stage. First of all, there's 18 minutes left. You subscribe to this, not me. So what? What does it all mean? And I think it can answer 3 very important questions. Where is your audience on the triangle? Do you want to make games for people who enjoy Bingo Bongo games? Or do you want to cater to hot autistic girls? It's a really important question to answer for yourself because your funding sources will change, the way you market, the way you community manage it, all of those things. Second most important question is where is the money? How do I get rich off my Dad Didn't Love Me games? Is a question I've been asking myself forever and I don't have the answer. And third, which is more important for me, is where's the validation? Where am I going to feel the love that I've been searching for my entire life?
ooh.
And
And
there's so much happening here. I'm being bullied. It's not
So this is the validation triangle.
yeah.
My personal, of course, is him.
Yeah.
This is my goal. If Northern plays my next game, he will not learn to text. He can't read. I will be a happy woman, but that's not gonna happen. Maybe one day. If you want your daddy to love you, then you should, achieve this. But afterwards, I'm very big on my Daddy Didn't Love Me games, and if you want money, you should probably make a Bingo Bongo game. If you want Game Award, I don't know what to say to you. If you want a 10 out of 10 of IGN, it's quite a hate myself motivation system for me. But honestly, it would be nice, but I don't think it's in the cards. The most important thing is that people make games. I'm a person, unfortunately, and it's important to ask yourself when you start making a game, am I making the game or is the game making me? Because we didn't fall out of a coconut tree and everything that we've been through and we exist in the context of all, that came before us. I should have learned that line. I didn't read it. I don't know why it was so hard. So our background really informs our choices in design and the way we approach art and the way we think about what other people might like in our art, because games are very people-forward art. And also, I think it's important to ask where are you on the spectrum, and is it possible to transition from Bingo Bongo to My Dad Didn't Love Me? I don't know why you would want that, but that's probably possible. Let's look at me. So this is me when I was 5 years old. I really wanted to well, I'll tell you later. So this is me with a gun. I was really Bingo Bongo. I was this, but 100% of times. Some of my new friends might think that's just you. Well, I'll tell you later. I lost it when, there's my dad.
Oh.
Did he love me? Question mark. I don't know. But this is me when I was 7, and I think that was the last time where I remember like having a conversation with him, even though we lived together my entire life. And I think that informed a lot of my like internal insecurities and the way I want to talk about my own experience and the games I want to make and all of these things. So I was kind of transitioning, you know, from one corner to another. I was a very happy kid, and then suddenly I was a sad mess. And this is me making backbone tales from our story. This is how I looked for 5 years of development. There was a lot of crunch, and I realized I have very strong ADHD and I can't make things the way I was supposed to, and people depend on me. There's a lot of responsibility. Thankfully, I went to therapy and got a divorce. So in 2022, after the release of the game, which got very mixed reviews, and it broke my heart, and it like rewired my entire personality to try and deal with that ego death almost of a failed release. I dyed my hair pink. That was great. I was diagnosed with ADHD. I went to therapy. I graduated therapy. My therapist said I don't need therapy anymore, so don't come for me. And then now, 2024, is it? Yes. I have the best types of friends that I could wish for. I'm here, and I'm really, really happy, and I find it so easy to connect to people, and I really know what I'm doing next, I think. And this is the first time in my life where I feel I'm that girl again. And
Oh, yeah.
and this is where I wanted to pull out a gun and like close, but people advised me against it, so I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, other categories are also there. Reflection time. Let's think about what I said. I don't know why would you, but let's. Who are you, and who do you want to become? I think I'm a deeply Bingo Bongo person on the outside. Inside, there's still a little bit of my dad didn't love me, and it will always inform who I am and what I make. But I don't want to be that outwardly. I want to be fun. I want to have a good time. I want to be nice to people. I want to show people that they're loved and worthy, and I want to be loved as well. So does that inform the games I make? Of course it does. And most importantly, it informs the games that I can make. I can never make Balatro because I like writing, and that's who I am. I'm a writer. But I will try for it. I will try one day to make a roguelike card builder game, just to see. Other stuff goes on the triangle too. It can be hobbies, animals, food, whatever you want, your family and Thanksgiving. Let's do a quick round. Dogs, Bingo Bongo. Cats, neurodivergent. Koalas, don't let me get fucking started with koalas. They have chlamydia. Smooth brains. They have to eat eucalyptus for 18 hours a day, and it's deeply poisonous for them.
Yeah.
So like, horrible animals. Horses, perfect animals, absolutely no notes. Elton ring of animals. Parkour, Bingo Bongo. Football. My dad didn't love me. For lads. Chess, you know. Me watching Northern Lion during my lunch break. Deeply neurodivergent hobby. Made so many friends this year who love Northern Lion. Like, if you like Northern Lion, hit me up. Like, let's chat.
Oh, yeah.
Michelin star restaurant, neurodivergent. They just tell you the foods to eat and when. You don't have to decide. It's great. Never done this. Should probably do it soon. Buffet Thai breakfast, Bingo Bongo, just vibes. 0% fat yogurt, my legging. Pickles, Bingo Bongo, my dad didn't love me intersection. A lot of, any bride wives in here? Any pickle girls? Cool, okay. Not me. Mayo, I hate myself, I will not. So, that's the talk, but I want to give you a little bit of history and like the context of where this comes from, because the most important thing I want is for you to take this knowledge and the system and bring it to your everyday life. And how it started is that Olivia, who follows me on Twitter, and Andy, who doesn't follow me on Twitter, they're a couple who make games from Australia. They're very lovely people, and they just started like, first of all, stimming, just saying bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. And then they started thinking about what kind of games they don't like playing, and it turns out it was Bingo Bongo games. Bingo Bongo games, according to them, you don't have to think about what you're doing while you're playing. You can just like physically interact with it. Everything is intuitive and it's not annoying. So this is like the origin story. What happened next is that I tweeted this. And for some reason, it was the most influential thing I've done in my career. Even though it has like, what, 80 likes, like, nobody cares. But 10 people came up to me this year, and they said, "Are you the Bingo Bongo girl?" And I said, maybe I should be. That's why I'm here. And then Anita Sarkeesian said, maybe the best tweet ever tweeted, and for me it meant so much. Then I went to a party at Landfall House, and we did this one of the days. I'm sorry, it's so terribly, how do you call it? Anyway, autism instead of neurodivergency, very non-politically correct. And Bingo Bongo games are a bit different, but also everything is kind of the same. And Backbone, which is the game I made, is kind of in an up its own ass category right now. But this was the first prototype of this talk. Can't take credit for it. People from Landfall and AgroCrab were there, and Rock Detective. The legacy, this is my legacy. There are people who describe themselves as making Bingo Bongo games that are secretly dead and didn't love me games, play building relationships on Steam, and then people asking whether their game Bingo Bongo or Dead and Didn't Love Me. Nobody's asking if their game is neurodivergent. Makes you think. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Life is beautiful. Never kill yourself. If you want to be Bingo Bongo, you should be. I love you. Have a good day. Yeah. And we have 9 minutes. If you want to ask me any questions, we can do that. If you don't want to, I will go.